Hey, my name is Kieran Pruitt, and today I'm going to be discussing phoneme identification, phoneme deletion, and phoneme manipulation, and what they mean, and some activities I would use to teach these topics. So I'm going to start with phoneme identification, which is just the skill of identifying sounds, or also known as phonemes, in a word when it's said orally. So the students will understand and can sound out the sounds and understand what letters make those sounds. So the activity that I would use in this would be, I pronounced Elkanin sound boxes. I would use this in a classroom setting, probably small group type setting. This is not a like one-on-one type thing. You could also do it in whole group, but I think personally I would enjoy doing it for like kindergarten, first grade, even up to second grade if needed, in small group or whole group class. The easiest way to do it would be to, if it's whole class, have your own and do it with them, or if it's individual groups, like small groups, to break it down. So to make it a little fun, so this is what the Elkanin boxes look like. And you could put anything in here. You could use a marker, you could use whatever for each sound, but I think I would like to do candy in small groups, or just a variety of little things for a whole group. So I will now demonstrate how I would use this. All right, guys, we are going to look at our boxes. We're going to spell the word cat. Cat. So let's put a piece of candy in each box that we hear a sound in. Okay, you ready? K, a, t, k, a, t. So we should have k, a, t. Perfect. So we have 3. That means we have 3 letters, okay? So we're going to start with our first one. So, k, k. What letter says k? C. Perfect. You can take that candy and you can eat it, and you can write C in that box. All right. The next letter says A. A. What letter says A? A. Perfect. You can take that candy and you can eat it, and you can write A. Our last one is T. T. What letter says T? T. Perfect. So you can take that candy and eat it, and you can write T in that box. So that's how I would demonstrate and teach phoneme identification. The candy, probably of my choice, would be Skittles or M&Ms, just because they're small. They can pick it up and put it in their mouths, and you can buy them in bulk, so you can use them for small group or whole group and be able to share them with everybody. So the next skill I'm going to discuss is phoneme deletion. So this is just the skill of being able to remove a letter in a word and still see that it still makes a word. It's just a different word. This would also be used kindergarten, first or second grade. This activity that I have could be used one-on-one. It could be used as independent work, depending on the grade. If it was second grade, you could definitely do independent work. It could be used in small group. Making it fun, I have a whole presentation type thing in my mind that I could do on the board while my students did this activity, and we could talk about it together. But I just do not have those resources at home with me to make this video. So I'm just going to present the worksheet and how I would do it in class, probably with a whole group is how I would teach it, or even a small group. So we are going to be deleting sounds. Everybody say deleting. Perfect. So our activity, this says seat, seat, okay? If we take away the S, so I want you to take your pencil and cover up the S. Perfect. So what does it say now? Eat. Good job. Now, which one of these people are eating? That one, you're right. So can you draw a line from this to this for me? Good job. And I would do that for all of them. I may even have it written on the board like seat, and then when we take away the S, I erase it or scribble it out or something and put a funny sticker over it, just to keep students involved. The next thing I will be demonstrating, and the last thing I'll be demonstrating, is phoneme manipulation. So this is just the skill of changing individual sounds in a word to create a new word. So this is important for students to be able to understand that sometimes sounds have the same, or words have the same sounds. So they rhyme, they sound kind of similar, maybe at the end, maybe at the beginning, but they sound the same, but there's something different. And this is going to be recognizing what changes and how we can change it to make it a totally different word. So for this, the activity that I have, so I don't have it on hand. We have it in my classroom at school that I work in, but I'm not currently there. But I would use cards. So the way you could do this, you use the little magnet, like the plastic letters that everybody used to have on their fridge when we were little. Those would be perfect for this, and you could use like the magnetized paper to print these cards out. But I will just demonstrate kind of how I would do it because I don't have a student or the cards themselves. All right. What's this word up here? It says run. Good job. All right. We're going to turn run into, what is that? A sun. Perfect. So we're going to turn run into sun. Okay, so what do we notice? They kind of sound the same, don't they? They both say un, right? So those last two letters are probably going to be the same, right? All right, so you can go ahead and put U and N. And that first one, it's instead of un, it's sun. What letter says S? Perfect. So S-U-N. Good job. And then this could be done for a couple different things, like pup to cup, or rug to bug, or sub to tub. But this activity in and of itself is good and would be so much better demonstrated if I had the materials, but I unfortunately do not. I just think all of these are so important for phonemic awareness, because if you can't manipulate it and change it and understand that it sounds the same and it rhymes, and if you can't delete a word, a letter out of the word and still know that it says that same word, and if you can't hear the sounds and know what letter they are, then you've missed the basis of reading, and that's going to be a struggle.